The sharpest weapon they ever pointed at us wasn't a gun. It wasn't a whip. And it wasn't even the chains on our wrists. It was the map they drew in Berlin. And the mirror they broke in your mind so you'd hate the reflection of your own divinity. Hello, beautiful people from Africa and across the ocean. Welcome back. If you're here, it's because you're tired of the noise. You're tired of the gaslighting. You're looking for the signal. Today, we aren't just talking. We are doing surgery. We are going to cut open the patient to find out why, after all these years of freedom, we still feel the weight of the shackles. So get comfortable, but not too comfortable, because what I'm about to say is going to mess with your sleep. Look around you, really look. On the surface, it looks like we made it, doesn't it? We see black faces on TV. We see black billionaires. We have flags, anthems, presidents, and because of these symbols, we sleepwalk. We think the war is over. We think that just because we aren't picking cotton, we are free. But let's be real for a second. If we are free, why is the richest continent on Earth Africa inhabited by the poorest people? They realized a long time ago that it's too expensive to keep a soldier on every street corner in Lagos or Chicago. It costs too much money to physically occupy you. But if they can occupy your mind, if they can put a soldier in your head that controls you for free, to understand this mess, we have to look at the crime scene. And I'm not talking about 1619 only. I'm talking about the disruption of the African mind. You have to understand the Berlin Conference of 1884. Picture a room full of European men. Not a single African face at the table. They took a map of our motherland and they sliced it up like a birthday cake. They drew lines right through families, right through kingdoms. They created Nigeria, Kenya, Ivory Coast. These aren't nations, family. These are business zones. They are trading companies disguised as countries. But here is the part the history books leave out. They didn't just colonize the land, they colonized the memory. They committed what scholars call epistemicide. That's a fancy word for the murder of knowledge. When the colonizer showed up, he had to convince you that you were a savage. He had to convince you that before he arrived, you were doing nothing but swinging from trees. He had to wipe your hard drive. Why? Because a people who know they built the pyramids cannot be enslaved. If you know you charted the stars in Mali, if you know you built the walls of Great Zimbabwe, you will not accept being a servant in London or a prisoner in New York. So they separated us. Strategically, they told the black American, "Thank God we got you out of the jungle. Those Africans are backwards." Then they went to the continent and told the African, "Don't be like those American Negroes. They are lost, they have no culture, they are violent." They played both sides. They made the left hand fear the right hand. Because they know the one thing that scares them more than anything else. The day the diaspora and the continent actually shake hands. Now, let's get a little uncomfortable. Let's talk about the sickness. The great ancestor, Dr. Amos Wilson, broke this down better than anyone. He taught us that the behavior we see in our hoods and our villages, the violence, the chaos, it's not natural. It's manufactured. Wilson called it the falsification of African consciousness. Think about it. When you see a young black man kill another young black man over a block he doesn't own, or a pair of sneakers made by a white man, you aren't looking at a criminal. You are looking at a victim of psychological warfare. You are looking at someone who has been taught to hate himself so deeply that when he sees a brother, he sees a target. Frantz Fanon told us this would happen. He said that when you oppress people but give them no way to fight the oppressor, they will turn that anger inward. They will eat each other. It's the safety valve for white supremacy. As long as we are fighting each other, the system is safe. And look at how we spend money. We are the most brand-loyal consumers on the planet. We wear the logos of companies that wouldn't hire us to work the front desk. We seek validation from the very people who built the system to exclude us. We are suffering from a Stockholm Syndrome of the soul. We are in love with the culture that is killing us. Let's bring this to right now. Today, they tell you Africa is poor. That is the biggest lie ever told. Africa isn't poor. Africa is looted. Look at the Congo. The DRC holds something like $24 trillion in untapped minerals. Cobalt, coltan, copper. You cannot have a smartphone, an electric car, a laptop, or a jet engine without the dirt from the Congo. So, ask yourself, if the Congo powers the entire modern world, why are the Congolese people starving? Why is the East always in war? Because chaos is a business model. If the Congo was stable, if they had a strong government that said, no, you pay us the fair market price for our cobalt, the price of your iPhone would triple, Apple stock would drop, Tesla would panic. The Western economy relies on cheap African resources, and the only way to keep resources cheap is to keep the people confused and at war. It's not a conspiracy, it's a spreadsheet. And for my family in the West, look at gentrification. Harlem, Brixton, Oakland. We made those places cool, we gave them flavor, but we didn't own the deed. So, when the value went up, we got pushed out. We have cultural influence, everyone wants to dance like us, dress like us, talk like us, but we have no economic sovereignty. We are the entertainment. We are the clowns in the circus, but we don't own the tent. We have to talk about the screen. The image war. Turn on the news, watch how they paint the picture. When a white man commits a crime, he's a lone wolf. He has mental health issues. He's a complex individual. When a black man commits a crime, he's a thug. He represents the whole race. He is a statistic. They show you starving babies in Africa to kill your pride. They show you rappers covered in gold chains to kill your ambition. They never show you the scientists in Nairobi. They never show you the engineers in Lagos. They are terrified of you seeing yourself as competent. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing taught us to read the symbols. She explained that the system of white supremacy is fundamentally based on the fear of genetic annihilation. They are a global minority, and they know it. That is why they attack the black family. A strong black man and a strong black woman raising strong black children. That is a fortress. That is a threat to the status quo. So they split us up. They use the prison system, the welfare state, and even this gender war nonsense on social media to keep us arguing. Who brings more to the table? High-value men, modern women. Listen to me. While we are arguing about who brings what to the table, they are stealing the whole damn house. Take a breath. Let's remember who we are. There was a time when you could walk from the coast of West Africa to the interior, carrying gold, and nobody would touch you because of the laws of Matter. There was a time when Timbuktu was the Harvard of the world. Europeans came to us to learn hygiene, to learn astronomy, to learn medicine. We are the mothers and fathers of civilization. That's not Hotep talk, that is anthropology. The mitochondrial Eve is African. Everyone on this planet is a variation of us. So why do we walk with our heads down? We have been traumatized. Dr. Joy Degrai calls it post-traumatic slave syndrome. We are walking around with PTSD, but we never got therapy. We just kept working. We kept surviving. But survival isn't enough anymore. It's time to live. Imagine if we reconnected. Imagine if the technology and hustle of Black America combined with the land, the resources, and the youth of Africa. We wouldn't need China. We wouldn't need the IMF. We would be the superpower. So, what does this mean for you? It means your depression, your anxiety, that feeling of being stuck. It's not just you. It's political. You are trying to bloom in a garden that was salted so nothing would grow. It means you cannot vote your way out of this. You cannot march your way out of this. You cannot appeal to the morality of a system that has no morals. You cannot ask the people who broke your legs to teach you how to run. It means we have to stop looking for a savior. There is no black messiah coming. No politician is coming to save us. No celebrity is coming to save us. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We need to stop acting like minorities in white nations and start acting like the global majority that we are. There are 1.5 billion of us. We are a giant that thinks it's a mouse. I'm not going to leave you angry. I'm going to leave you with a map. Here is how we break the chains. First, detox your mind. Guard your eyes and ears. Turn off the news. Stop listening to music that degrades you. Read the books. Read Cheik and To Dupe. Read Chancellor Williams. Re-educate yourself. If you don't teach your children who they are, the internet will teach them they are nothing. Second, economic warfare. Group economics. It's time to keep our money in the family. If a business doesn't respect you, keep your dollar in your pocket. We need to own the land. We need to control the food supply. Stop begging for a job and start building a legacy. Third, spiritual grounding. I don't care if you are Christian, Muslim, or traditional. But you must understand that God is not a white man in the sky who wants you to suffer. Connect with a spirit that empowers you, that affirms your humanity. Fourth, global unity. If you are in the diaspora, get your passport. Go to Africa. Not to save it. Africa doesn't need saving. It needs cooperation. Go to see your reflection. And if you are on the continent, embrace your brothers and sisters from across the water. We are not foreigners. We are family returning from a long, forced exile. And finally, build our own. Schools, banks, media. We cannot rely on the BBC or CNN to tell our story. We must tell our own story, or we will always be the villains in theirs. Family, listen to me. The war is not over, but the tide is turning. The veil is lifting. The younger generation is waking up. They are asking questions their parents were too scared to ask. They aren't buying the narrative anymore. You have a role in this. You are not a spectator. Every dollar you spend, every book you read, every conversation you have with your child, that is a vote for the future. Do not let them make you feel small. You carry the blood of the first architects, the first healers, the first astronomers.